Indonesia through the online platform. We are all looking forward to learning and sharing fruitful experience at this series. On this special occasion, first I would like to welcome our Director, Dr. Ignatius A. Herman, DMI Group of Institutions, Reverend Fathers and Reverend Sisters, Dr. I. Jerin Leno, Vice Chancellor, Head of all departments, faculties and all participants of both DMISJBU and Stekom. I welcome you all. Amidst us, we have an incredible person, Professor E.D. Jogatama, Purhita, University of Stekom, Head Faculty of Computer Graphics, who is going to enlighten us on the webinar on Semiotics in Product Design. Welcome you, sir. We are much proud to have such an eminent person with us. Now I hand over the session to Professor E.D. to proceed. Have a great session to you all. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm so happy and proud to join in this meeting. So I can start my presentation about semiotics in product design. I prepare my presentation. I'm sorry, my connection is not good enough. So I use my handphone, not my computer. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible. It's clear.
My name is Jogatama Purhita. I'm lecturer from Design Graphic Study Program in Stekom University, Indonesia. My material in this webinars is Semiotics in Product Design, case study in perfume bottle design. All of us use perfume. And perfumes used until in ancient traditions. Perfume as human needs since ancient times. We can see in the artifact of archaeological discovery of archaeological traces of ancient perfume traditions. You can see this is ancient bottle perfume from Greeks, the date 520 before century. The shape looks like a fat man. This is a fat man perfume bottle. We can interpret it, this perfume is used by a man, and another bottle, another shapes. We can see the shape of a human head. So we can also interpret it different. Another bottle, this is used by a woman. Interpreting forms as sign, we call as in terminology of semiotics. Sign, we can see the visual can interpret it from another or something we can interpret it. So this bottle is iconic sign. Iconic sign, we can interpret it that this bottle used by a woman. And another sign we can call indexial, not iconic. Indexial sign. Indexial sign. Indexial sign, we can see on this shape of the bottle, is warrior helm. Warrior helm is attribute for soldier or warrior. So you can interpret it masculinity in soldier in warrior helm is can interpret it this bottle perfume used by a man. The shape of bottle is not only similarity with object be interpreted, like fat man or fat woman. This is attribute, not similarity, but we can interpret it causality of relationship warrior helm and masculinity. So in another ancient bottle perfume, we can see also bottle from Egypt. This is bottle from Egypt, ancient bottle perfume, Tutankhamun bottle perfume. You can see that's also figure goddess of Nile, happy. It's called as happy. Happy is goddess of Nile, and this bottle perfume is symbolic shape. And this is also princess bottle perfume, and we can interpret it this bottle from a princess or a woman. In the modern era, we can now we came in the modern era. Perfume is not only a need for certain elites or society, but has become basic need for the general public. Yes, today, perfume needs are fulfilled by the perfume industry by selling perfume product with a wide market segment. Marketing strategy cosmetic or body care products include perfume, offer an alternative gender as a target market. You can see this the modern bottle perfume. Packaging is considered an important instrument in modern marketing activities and one of the centerpiece for any integrated marketing strategy. Packaging design is also an important factor that reflect product content and identity. Product identity. You can see product identity is interpreted the packaging. This marketing communication strategy is delivered through advertisement and promotion, including in the form of gender-oriented bottle design. The sales message of the product gender segment is conveyed visually through the bottle perfume design. So we can identification of problems based on the explanation in the background above. The problem can formulate it as follows. How are perfume bottle gender markings used to build a gender-oriented brands? And how is the representation of gender in the visual language of the perfume bottle? We can discuss next. Purpose of this discussion, knowing how perfume bottle can communicate its sales message for gender segmentation, and knowing how gender marks, or we call sign in semiotics, are used to build gender brands. We can draw in this This one. Marketing communication is combined representation of all element in brand marketing mix. Marketing communication facilitates the transfer of value. We can transfer of value or exchange by creating meaning of marketing communication include advertisement, salespeople, shop signage, display of place of purchase, offer letter, brochure, and another media advertising. Above the line or below the line, yeah? As well as packaging is used sales communication tools also. Most form of marketing communication occur at the brand level. Appropriate labels in packaging or shape in packaging, we can describe an object being marketed. In order to be useful in winning the competition as well as to differentiate from other companies, it is important to build brand or branding for the product or company. Brand is name, term, sign, symbol, design, or combination of them. Yeah? The brand of product we can see in the design of product or packaging or visual product. A brand is intended to identify the goods or service of one sales or groups of sales and to differentiate that from those of its competitors. Brand have the ability to carry certain attributes in the minds of consumer and create value for product and for buyers. This is, we can communicate a sales message with verbal communication like color, shape of the design, or verbal with words, textual narration, textual message, or communication verbal, communicated to audience or to targeted audience or to consumers with the specific segmentation. In this case, gender segmentation. In this case, we can see with the bottle perfume, we can communicate it characteristic of gender segmentation. Segmentation means sorting consumer into groups that have similar needs. Perfume, men's needs and women's needs is different. I don't like use my wife perfumes or my girl perfumes. I use my masculine perfumes or sporty, not sensuality, not feminine expression is masculinity, perfume. So segmentation consumer perfume we can make based of gender segmentation, for man, for woman, for girl, for boy, or for baby girl, for baby boy. We can draw in this visual, gender segmentation. Segmentation means sorting consumer into groups that have similar needs. This segmentation is done because consumer control their identity through the use or purchase of branded goods, which match their personality. As example, my need in perfume is masculinity perfume or sporty perfume. So different perfume my wife needs or my girl's needs. Brand must able to protect their identity and feel good about their customer are. Many products are differentiated by gender of users. Gender segmentation is usually used for clothing, cosmetic, and magazine product. Yeah. Because women process information different than men. Yeah. Therefore, the gender consumers can also the basis for market segmentation. This is the modern bottle perfume. So we can gender product or gender brand mean associating the image, yes, in the bottle perfume with certain gender role stereotype in the mind of consumer. We can see stereotype the consumers is we can see in the bottom what stereotype rules in the mind of consumer or associating a product. This is bottle for men, this is bottle for girls, this is bottle for men, for women, and we can see associated in design on the bottle perfume design. We can make brand with masculine or feminine image and identity in the design of bottle. This is two steps can be taken to build a gender brand. And to build a gender brand, the first step is to design or modify the product or brand so that it appeals to male or female stereotype. So that's bottle looks like a butterfly. That's must be, or we can interpret it. It's bottle from human. So we can design or modify the product or brand so that it appeals to male or female stereotype. Second step, the product or brand is given a gender description. We can descriptive on a for man, for girl. We can given a gender description, which means it too closely related to the role, representation of masculinity or feminism. Feminine stereotype through advertisement or promotion, including in the form of bottle packaging design. We can communication with verbal, with words. We can write, or we can modify the shape of product or packaging. So it appeals to male or female stereotype. Perfume sales message are conveyed visually through packaging design, which represent the sales target, namely the gender segment of perfume product. Packaging design is also reflect or represents product content and identify. Packaging design can attract the attention of potential buyers of a certain gender target. Brand gender of perfume product is built for the purpose of attracting male consumer, female consumer, girl consumer, boys consumer, also baby perfume. We can put a gender brand in the bottle perfume to attract segmentation consumers. In the perspective semiotic theory, we can see the theory of the Saussure perspective. Design is this question visual form that represent something, then it also related to the sign. It's just anything can be used, something else is a sign. In the sense, a sign is something that stands on something else. For example, the pipe is, we can interpret it a masculinity, a man with the pipe, cigarette pipes. So we can in our interpretation, we see bottle shape, or is in this pipe, cigarette pipe, we can interpret it masculinity of a gentleman. So, bottle pipe is a signifier, is the object representamen, object representamen. The gentleman is the concept in our mind, our interpreted called signified. This is process coding. Man can interpret it, the sign with some visual object. They can put in their mind that sign is interpreted a gentleman. This is sign at a different dimension to something else. By using anything can be used to mean something else. In social perspective, two elements are composed of sign, namely sound image. Sound image. Citra bunyi in Indonesian language. Sound image is signified, and signified. Signified is a concept on this object or sound image are based. Object and concept. Concept is in the mind of interpreter. The object, we can visual see or heard sound that we can interpret it as signified as a concept. This is the social theory. For like ancient bottle perfume, we can interpret it that used by men or by women. Or in modern bottle, we can also interpret it. This is bottle for sporty men or sensual girls or beauty. So we can make visual design in the bottle that can interpret the consumer, identify that perfume need for the segmentation that perfume. This is trichotomy sign and Alexander Pease. And Alexander Pease theory, sign as a person grip due to relationship with his response to something or the capacity of the object he sees. Thus, the relation between understanding something, its representation, and interpreting a subject called a sign. A product design, in this case, perfume bottle, the embodiment of which can be interpreted to represent the characteristic of the perfume content and the gender characteristic of the user, can also be considered as a sign. The bottle perfume is a sign. We can see that is represented of object of sometime or a woman. We can interpret it that's perfume for woman. The signs are divided by the relationship of the first three elements dichotomies. This is O, object, R, representament, I, interpretan. Representament R according to the sign itself. In this case, bottle perfume is representament. That's S R. The object is object represented as the woman. Interpretan as interpreter that he can in interpretation. I refers to interpretation, not a figure interpreter. Interpretation. Relation with the object according R to O, and according to the interpreter according R to I. The form or R function are medium to interpretation. Like total perfume is medium to interpretation. The R is a means for interpretation. This refers to different mode for the object. R is different mode of the object. This reference object relation RO are the focus of this analysis. We discuss relation R and O in bottle perfume design. Relation with the object according to R to O, we can spirit and icon, sign and iconic, symbolic or indexial. Symbolic. In this perspective, sign as related to object to resemble them called icon. You can see similarity for ancient bottle. We can see similarity fat man and figure fat man can represent similarity in the shape of bottle. The shape of bottle also looks like atau similarity we can see in figure of fat man. So that's iconic. Index. What is index? Their existence has a casual relationship with sign. This is a casual relationship with sign. For example, the attribute that are worn are called index. So we can see that dress and toilet. We can see sign or marks in toilet. Toilet. We can see woman, toilet for woman is the shape like a dress woman. See, in a man, you can see chest. A man, visual shape and sign. That's iconic or an index. Index relationship. Usually, a woman make dress. So dress is attribute for woman. So this design is interpreted kind of quality of feminism or a woman. And symbolic, the meaning of free according to the agreement called symbolic. This is a conventional association. Free meaning or arbitrage, arbitrary. we can agree or not, but social agreement, the meaning is that can be symbolic meaning. For example, national flag. In Indonesia, national flag symbolic symbolic color red and white. Red is symbolic meaning brief. Yeah. And another country, yeah, we can see this meaning of symbolic and visual. That's agreement, conventional association that we can study what is the meaning. And iconic, we can see the similarity. Indexial, we can interpret causal relationship, or that is attribute for object or something. A perfume bottle represents the character of the perfume it contains and the character for the user. So we can analyze a perfume bottle represents the character of the perfume it contains. What's characteristic perfume we can represent in the character of the bottle perfume representation. Yeah? And the character for the user, who is the user, also we can see on the character of the sign in bottle perfume design. It regards the gender of the user, so that the visual embodiment of the bottle, perfume bottle can be interpreted as a gender sign for the perfume concern. This is we can see iconic. The similarity of bottle shape and object, the gesture of woman. We can see gesture of woman in the visual representation on a bottle. This is similarity is iconic. Indexial, we can see the bottle is looks like gesture that attribute. Usually women use dress as women use dress, so we can interpret it. This is for you, woman. So iconic gender sign are called through similarity. This is iconic sign similarity that can be seen from the object of reference. For example, the similarity of the shape of the bottle with gesture or woman body. Indexial gender sign, indexial sign are good because of the predictable causality, cause and effect relation with the reference object. For example, bottle shape is a dress which is an attribute of woman, causing to be assumed that the user is a woman who usually wear dress. Not me, I'm man, not use dress. So this bottle perfume, this dress must be user is woman, not me, not man. Ini index, causality relationship with the reference object is an indexial sign. And symbolic gender sign, symbolic sign is bottle perfume. Good because the common perception of convention, perception by convention or agreement. And this means to the object of reference. For example, the rose conventionally understood as a symbol of woman. The beauty of woman, we can symbolization in rose flowers. those flowers identic with women, or that symbolic, we can conventional understood that relation with feminism of women. That symbolic make those convention agreement, conventionally understood. This is the different iconic sign, symbolic sign, and the shell we can see in the bottle perfume. Now we can analyze this relationship R and O. R representation is bottle perfume. Perfume shaped like the main gesture. Object representation is picture man with the chest, macho man. You can see, so we can interpret this perfume for macho man, fresh, sensual, strong. So we can the character of perfume is for the man with characteristic macho, strong, sporty, sensual. So it's not me. I'm not macho, or my body looks like that. Sporty, I'm sporty. I like perfume is sporty character, or fresh, and mountain fresh. I look like that. Not sensual, I do not like the sensual perfume. Maybe in this character bottle we can see the sensuality. You see that sensuality and perception in the bottle. Iconic sign is that refer to object based solely on its own character. They resemble something and is used as sign for itself. When this reference mode is applied in the analysis of product design, the function of the product as an iconic sign, and the products from the product forms is interpreted as being like something whose forms appear to resemble another forms. Two forms are related when their feature and considered similar. You can see similarity, bottle perfume and the gesture of man. So they call iconic sign. The female gender sign is perfume bottle can serve an iconic sign when the bottle form refer to woman posture. This is many kind of bottle iconic sign gender for men. You can see many visual shape with the bottle. We can interpret it iconic characteristic perfume for who is used this perfume. This is women, for gender for women. This is we see for girls, cute girls. So the bottle similarity, the female gender sign in perfume bottle can serve as iconic sign when the bottle form refer to woman posture or gesture. This is head of cute woman. Posture and gesture like girls, cute girls. This is the feminist traits described as woman's body shape or body parts that have a strong feminine character. This is the spin and in color, lipstick, cute. The same perfume package bottle is another shape with the head of the same quality. Iconic scent can represent attitude, mood, or feeling. We can represent attitude, moods, or feeling in the bottle perfume. The kind of expressiveness is often called a product metaphor in the design literature. We can make a product metaphor in the product design that can represent attitude, mood, or feeling user who is using the product. This is a kind of feminist bottle. Yeah? You can see that characteristic looks like a gesture or posture women. Indexial, and so indexial sign in the bottle perfumes. An index is signed as a result of its object in real and dynamic relation. Dynamic relation with the object. Representation bottle shape is like a dress. This is dress. Dress is real relationship women's. That's dress is attribute used by women. The reference to the relationship between the shape of the perfume bottle and object interpretation is really exists, not a free interpretation. We can see real relationship of object and representation or object sign. You can see the real relationship. Index is adjacent to the object. For example, smoke is an index of fire because fire makes smoke, so we see smoke, and we see smoke is index of fire. A footprint in sand can be an index. Someone walking on the beach, we can see that's footprint. Man or dog or cat footprint is different. So we can see footprint. We can interpret it. Who is walk in the sand? So footprint is index. Sign. A product trial can refer to the tools used in a particular means of production. The trace show that type of tools cause them. Car in the sand and beach, we can see this is car, or this is footprint of horse, different. The trace show that type of tool cause them. The trace representation refers the tools as as object. Yeah? An index can refer to certain direction or index finger, so that we can index finger. And in the road we can see marks that turn left, turn right with the index cardinal direction. So you can communicate it with indexial sign. If your friend is so far, you can communicate it. It's good. Or it's bad. So this is indexial. You can see turn left, turn right. You can communicate it with a visual sign. an index can refer to a certain direction and draw attention to that direction. The index attract attention by having an actual relationship, not something resembling an iconic sign. Iconic sign. Iconic sign is similarity. Index actual relationship. Women clothes or party dress show feminine gender traits. Roman helms shows masculine gender traits. The relationship is that those are attributes that can actually used by a person can certain gender as a gender marker. Likewise, habit or hobbies that unusual like can show a certain gender to be a sign of indexial genders. Racing car is an example, is form that show hobby with masculine gender type. Or tank, granat, nah, itu that's a masculine gender type. Masculine. You can see that many kind of bottle with indexial sign in bottle perfume. This is like this. You can make the bottle with visual looks like an attribute woman. Woman with object is dress, so interpreted this is perfume for girls or women. Symbol, in symbol sign for perfume, symbol are convention sign depend on customs. Their meaning are made based on contract or agreement called conventions. Contract, made agreement meaning we can agree, that's meaning. Like we agree that's a flower or butterfly is associated with woman. Yeah? So many culture associate woman looks like a butterfly symbol. The symbol refers to the association of general idea, not itself identifying something. The symbol is connected to its object based on idea of the use of the symbol in the mind, without being related to its mere existence. Symbol actual replicas. For example, words graphic colors can serve as symbolic sign. Color green in Japanese flag, red flag is symbolic a death, and another close and Chinese is white for symbolic. There is some family death in this family. They use clothes color white, or in Japanese they use clothes black color. And in Europe, black color is from party, not to the death. It's different mean, different interpretation, but that symbol are made based on contract or agreement convention. So we can learn what is mean of the symbolic, visual symbolic. For example, logos company, we don't know what's the mean. Like Yamaha, Honda, atau Bajaj, merek car mark, car symbol, so that we can see that to learn what is the mean. So company must educate it what's the means, that the consumer can learn what's the meaning of the symbolic or logos. Symbolic reference must be known or regular knowledge reference in order to understood. And iconic, we can see directly similarity. In symbolic is we cannot see similarity on that. We can see reference knowledge of meaning of that symbolic. This is symbolic. The different kind of bottle of perfume with symbolic sign to express the quality of perfume or who is consuming the perfume. We can see the visual shape and a symbolic sign. Flowers, identic with beauty, woman, so that you can see the woman's photo perfume. The shape looks like the flowers. This is symbolic. The butterfly and rose is public knowledge. The public knowledge, we all know that the butterfly flower is always associated with female beauty and because symbol of woman. So you can use symbolic visual sign with butterfly or rose flowers to express or to communicate what is character identity of this product or who is using this product, woman or girls. The shape of the perfume bottle symbolic sign of gender woman. Butterflies with various shape. You can use various shape. Various shape of butterflies. Colorful wings are associated with beauty and aesthetic. Rose with their beautiful petal shape and fragrant smell are associated with beauty and fragrance. So that's butterflies and rose in public knowledge as always associated with female beauty and legal symbols. Okay, I think I finished to explain that you can communicate your product or we can make design with to user character or identity. We can see on the packaging, on the design of product. Okay, I think I finished my presentation. If you have any question? Thank you very much for your attention.
Participants, if you have any questions, you may ask now.
All right. I don't know if I'm audible.
Yes, Joel, your sound is audible.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. Yeah, of course, I only have one simple question. I don't know if it is simple, but I just have one question. My question is, if I quoted you very well, I think the whole idea or the whole concept of this semiotic analysis is to come up with maybe some signs and symbols that can help one to easily maybe identify maybe properties or some entities, but maybe based on maybe people we are different in cultures. Like for example, in Western culture, I think the colors are different. Like for example, the red color in Eastern culture represents maybe a warning, or maybe we can say danger,
Yes.
while
Yeah.
maybe in other countries, maybe like China, the same color,
Okay.
it's maybe for luck, it represents luck. So I just wanted to understand maybe how does this culture help to shape people's understanding on various signs and symbols. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes. Yes. In traditional communication, some culture use symbolic communication like skala. In Japanese, skala is interpreting is dangerous. So they can warn not with verbal communication in the text. Dangerous. They are and they cannot. They can draw the figure that can scary or warning. This is dangerous. This is a warn. This is any dangerous uh, situation. Can warn and we can prepare to anticipate the dangers. So in India, in Chinese, and Japanese also communicate with symbolic shape, looks like scala. So we can warn, we can know the message of the warning. Warning. I think this for me. Thank you, Mr. John.
All right, thank you so much, sir. It's loud and clear.
Okay. Any another question or we
Yes.
finish this meeting?
Yes, any more questions from participant side? Okay. Thank you, Professor. You have provided a lot of information to us about product design with clear ideas. Thank you for your time. Thank you once again on behalf of DMI St. John the Baptist University, Malawi, and University of Stekom, Indonesia. Dear participants, really it's a great pleasure to wish you all once again. Last but not the least, once again, I would like to thank all the delegates, the university authorities, and keynote speakers. Tomorrow we will all meet again with a new topic, with new information. Until now, bye from Dr. Glorindol, Dean of School of Computer Science.